We begin tonight with more measures to prevent a third wave of COVID-19. First, the federal government is promising an acceleration of vaccine deliveries in the coming weeks. Ottawa says it's now expecting 4 million doses of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine by the end of March and more than 10 million doses between April and June. The government has ordered an additional 4 million doses of the Moderna vaccine. Those are expected this summer. When it comes to non-essential travel, as of February 15th, anyone arriving into Canada by land will have to provide proof of a negative PCR test, just like arrivals by air. And starting February 22nd, travelers will be required to quarantine at a hotel for 3 days at their own expense. But there is still confusion surrounding the process. Abigail Bimman has our top story tonight.
We're not trying to punish people. We're trying to keep people safe.
We now know when you'll have to pay about $2,000 for a 3-day stay in a hotel upon returning to Canada by air, waiting for COVID-19 test results. But there's so much we don't know.
Hotel booking information will be available online as of February 18th.
The requirements come into place just 4 days later. You have to book specified hotels yourself in one of the 4 cities where international flights are allowed to land. Once you have a negative test, you can continue home for the rest of your 14-day quarantine. People arriving by land won't be forced into a hotel.
At land borders, we have 117 different points of entry, and many of those points of entry are located in remote, rural areas that are not readily accessible to access to hotels.
As of Monday, anyone entering Canada by land must also produce a negative PCR test, just like air travelers. And also new for all international travelers as of the 22nd, 2 additional tests, one upon arrival, another later on in quarantine.
Because of the variants, we're going to be testing people near the end of the quarantine period to make sure that it is safe for them to leave quarantine.
If you are traveling, it is your responsibility to understand and to follow all of the rules.
Not so easy to do when the government itself isn't clear about them.
In terms of the day 10 PCR test, they will need to contact their local public health authority and arrange for testing on day 10.
While the infographic from the minister's own department shows you will be given a test for use on day 10, and officials say the test service provider will pick it up from you, although they admit details are still being worked out.
We have long held the view that we needed a testing strategy. We did not think that the hotel quarantine requirement was necessary.
Conservatives wrote the health minister asking for a number of exemptions for the hotel quarantine rules, including for those traveling on compassionate grounds, people who need non-elective medical procedures, and for family reunification. But that's something else we don't know yet either. Officials say the exemptions will be made clear soon and only promise essential workers will be on that list. Abigail Bimman, Global News, Ottawa.